Some good stuff that you have mentioned, which we will discuss. Okay. So before we begin, okay, so two things. I want you to just technically introduce yourself. Only tell the things you think which are different or which are technically still relevant. Okay. So everything we work throughout our experience becomes irrelevant after some time when you lose a touch on it. So I don't want to carry on the interview on those part. Okay. So only things that you think are good as of a coding perspective and technical introduction, just okay. And then we will have a you will be rating yourself out of 10 and few of the things I will ask. Okay, good.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, starting from my introduction, hi, this side. I'm currently working from past 3 years. I'm majorly into backend side. I'm a backend Java developer. Talking about my roles and responsibilities, in my current team is to write from the gathering the requirements from the client to the development of that application. I'm also sometimes involved in the deployment of that application to a production server. My tech stack includes basic core Java, Spring Boot, Hibernate, and MySQL as a backend database. And I have built some tools from scratch. Like I have mentioned some tools like inside. There are different tools. So I have hands-on from developing the tools from scratch. So it was majorly web services. And currently I'm working into migrating the web services to the microservices. So currently we are you can say we are rewriting the code to put that into microservices. Plus I've also worked on security implementation part in our current project. So implementing the SSL plus the single sign-on SSO, I have also experience on that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay. Okay, so first we will discuss some of the things from introduction. Okay, so let's start with the interview. So how much would you rate out of yourself in Java? Okay, out of 10.
In Java, okay, so yeah, 7.5 to 8. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And SQL queries?
SQL queries, 7.
7. So you are working on this monolith. So I mean, it has this SQL queries, right?
Yes.
No. So now you are converting it to an ORM framework?
Yeah. Like JP
Okay,
we are using. So.
JP and Hibernate. Okay. Yeah. So is it like intensive DB operation or only read operations are there?
Currently it was not intensive. Simply workflows are there. So we are fetching the data plus writing the data. Simply we have created this. Plus later onwards, like afterwards, we will be creating batch processes. So that will be intensive work.
Okay. So and in Spring out of 10? Spring Hibernate combined.
Spring Hibernate and Microservices seem like 7.
Okay, so starting from the Java, just can you name OOPS concept, only names, not definitions?
Yeah, sure. There are basically importantly like more 4 OOPS principle like abstraction, polymorphism, inheritance, and encapsulation. Namely, abstraction will be having will be providing only important features to the client, not the internal implementation.
No, so it's okay, no definitions. Okay. So can you explain me encapsulation and abstraction? How would you achieve these with Java code?
Okay, abstraction. Abstraction basically we can achieve using abstract classes, and purely abstraction we can achieve using interfaces. And encapsulation we can achieve like every class is encapsulated, so we can achieve using class and objects, so we can achieve encapsulation in that.
Okay, so you said you achieve 100% abstraction with
interfaces, yeah.
Justify it.
Okay, so like abstraction will be suppose I'm creating any API. In that API I'll be providing only abstract methods, so suppose and only the client will be overridden that, and they can use accordingly whatever they want. And in abstract classes, for abstract classes it is not purely abstraction, because we do have some implementation methods also in abstract class. but in interface we have only declaration kind of thing. So
No, so
that thing.
in Java 8 you can declare methods in
Yeah, we can
interfaces.
declare like static and default methods are there, but still like it will be basically they were included in Java 8 so that we can provide the backward compatibility of that interfaces.
Yeah, so now this becomes irrelevant that you can achieve 100% abstraction through interface only.
And
What are you?
no, still, but like in abstract classes, it is a class only. So instance or any that can be created for abstract class, not instance particularly. Um, like it can be instantiated abstract class, but in interface can't be instantiated. So it can hold some values. Abstract class can hold some values, the instance values, but in case of interface, it can't. Interface do not have constructors, but abstract class do have constructor, but yeah, still there are some differences between them.
Okay, so interfaces do not have constructors. Okay, so can we create an object of interface then?
No, we can't create object.
Are you sure?
Yeah, reference we can take, but we can't create the object for in a interface.
Why? Because we don't have constructor.
Yeah, like if I'm writing like a parent p is equal to new parent, so in that case the right hand side parent with braces, it refers to constructor only. So the left part is the reference part, so we can take the reference for interface, but not the the rightmost part, because it refers to the constructor only.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
So there's no way we can create an object out of interface.
Yeah, we can't create, but
Within
yeah,
the keyword.
I was saying like we can create the reference, but not the object. By referencing we can have, but strictly not the object.
Have you tried ever creating it?
Yes, yeah, like in lambda expression, for example, if I'm writing, I have personally created any function interface, and through that function interface I have created the reference of interface I is equal to writing the implementation of that abstract method. So in that case reference was created, but not the object. It was simply a function only. We are overriding that function, providing the implementation. But if I'm writing interface I is equal to new interface, that is not possible. Like compile time error was shown.
Okay. So when you create a lambda, right, you provide its definition, right?
Yes.
So that definition, how does it like if you don't have an object but you're saying you have a reference, how does it actually stores it? Any idea?
How does it stores it? Like the function, the lambda expression, we can have that lambda expression for particular function interface only. In that function interface, single abstract method is there. So if I'm writing interface I equals to some like lambda expression, that will simply map to that abstract method only. And internally we can say that in a functions parameter I'm providing the implementation of that method. So it will directly invoke that particular the code.
Cool. So next is on the same line, which is tell me a scenario which you can achieve only through an abstract class and not with an interface.
Okay, scenario through abstract class but not interface. Okay. Sorry, I have no idea.
Okay, no issues. So let's move to next, which is can you prove that string is immutable through a Java code?
String is immutable.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So simply I'll be writing string s1 is equal to for example, and string s2, and again like I'll be s1 equals to, in next line I'll be creating. If I'm comparing the hash code of that both the strings, that will map to the same object. By using hash code I can check like if it is pointing to the same object or not.
Okay. So next is a question that you need to print numbers from 1 to 100, okay, without using any numbers in your code.
Okay. Printing numbers 1 to 100. Shit. Man. Okay. 1 to 100. Without using numbers, like in for loop also I cannot write that I equals to 0.
Correct.
Okay. The character value of small a, I can have these differences, right? The alphabetical characters, its unique its code is small a is 97, and I can have 97 minus any single digit. Can I take? Um,
No digits, no numbers.
okay, what I'm thinking is I can take the character values. Uh, okay, suppose the capital A is 65, so I can print its integer value.
You're using a number and for loop.
Sorry. I'll be correcting that. Okay, so this is 65 to 100. I minus
Okay, I will give you a hint to start it from 1. Do A minus B or A minus C.
sorry. Yeah, I was doing B minus A. Yeah, means I'm going in right direction, right?
There are only two sub problems to this main problem. One is initializing the variable and one is stopping at 100.
Yes. He is getting one now.
Think something out of the box. Think something other than a sky value. What all other methods give you numbers? So you need to write a method. Okay. Don't do it programmatically. Just explain me the logic. So you need to write a method where you need to fulfill 3 conditions. Okay. So first condition is that method should accept any data type. Okay. Second is it should accept any number of data types. I mean, you can pass 1 string, 2 string, or n number of strings. Okay. And third is whatever data type you pass, it should return that data type.
Okay. Accept any data type. Okay. And another thing is any number of parameters, like
Right.
any number of parameter. Okay. It will be returning any data type. Okay.
No, should not return any data type. Whatever you pass, okay. So if I pass string, it should return me a string object. If I pass an employee, it should return me an employee object.
Okay. We can use generics here, or I can use object of get, and also I can any number of parameters. This parameter can be string, integer, anything.
No, numbers by me, I can pass 1 string, 2 string, and number of strings.
Only string.
No, it can be a string, it can be an employee object, it can be an integer, anything.
Okay. Is this okay? Like I'm taking the parent one object.
So if I pass string, it will return me an object type.
If you are passing string, string will be string. It will return the string. Yes.
No, take it in a reference variable of string.
Like new string.
Yeah, you need to call this method now. Where have you called this method?
Oh, sorry. Let's take it as string s equals to something string and
No, just call that method from there only. Do a get, pass in the string.
yeah, I'm using this here. Get and
Yeah.
passing the string. So in that
No,
case,
no, assign it to string s equals to string, and instead of s, pass
okay,
the string.
okay. String str equals to get of s
More or less.
s.
Then you need to do typecasting. Anna?
Yep. Yes. Yeah. Have to typecast this.
Okay, no problem. Let's move ahead. Okay. Like, do you have any exposure of working on the multi-threading environment?
Multi-threading I have learned through personal interest, but production application was not on multi-threaded, so that much
So,
hands-on
would you
I
like to
haven't.
share your learnings?
Learnings I have learned like basics of multi-threading, like creation of thread and synchronization concept, deadlock concept, uh, like different ways, wait, join, sleep
Mm-hmm.
methods I have learned. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Also a little bit of that concurrent multi-threading. That what we say like retrent lock. I have some like upper part I have
Okay, right.
covered retrent lock, executive framework, starting executive framework only. Uh, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that much I've learned.
Okay. Okay, cool. Moving on to Java 8 stuff. So your legacy project is built on Java 8? Is
Uh,
that so? Or
it's on Java 7. Means the lambda expression we haven't included, the function interface features we haven't included, so it's I consider that it is in Java 7.
so the new version monolith, sorry, microservice that you're writing, it is in Java 8 or above.
Yeah, it's in Java 8. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what all like the stuff have you used for specifically from Java 8?
What features? Okay. Mostly it was a stream API. Like what I was doing is it was a file upload functionality. In that case, the contents of the file should not be means the we were checking the contents of the file. It should not be the special character. So in that case, we have using stream. We are creating if it is not null or the optional class we have tested the return value of that function particular function method we have taken into optional class. So that was the feature of Java 8, plus the datetime API. I think yeah, datetime API we have included. Also, what else? Yeah, normal like lambda expression was included. Like if I'm using the stream API, lambda expression was also used. So yeah, basic features we have used.
Okay. Also use all the functional interfaces provided Java 8 optional predicate
Uh,
by consumer.
yeah, predicate consumer we haven't used, but optional class we have used.
So also, I mean, you must have come across this serialization. I mean, ever implemented or did a stuff involving serialization?
Serialization, yes, yeah, I have done that. Like it was a part of PDF creation. So in that case, I was creating a PDF. So that was part of
Okay.
serialization. Yeah.
Okay. So how do we begin and start the whole serialization process? What are the things?
Yeah. Suppose like what I have done is there was a single class like it was I was creating a PDF. In that PDF there were some contents and there were some tables. So that table was coming from backend database. So we have to create the entity for that table. So in that entity I have extended that using serializable class, extending the serializable class and
Serializable is the class.
serializable interface, implementing the interface, serializable interface, plus what else, like um, it was also a UID, like serial UID was created. It was
Mm-hmm.
created using IDE only. And
What's the importance of serial UID?
it is like if I'm for example, if I'm creating a text file, I'm writing to the text file, so it will store the kind of primary key to that file. It is the unique ID to
Okay.
the file, you can say. uh, the PDF which I have created is using like manual process. The string part was in the util class, the final strings were in that class. So I was replacing that string. The business name was replaced, date was replaced, and I created the tables in that. So PDF box was the the third party library I've used, PDF box. um, yeah, that much we have done. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So from the collection side, why do we use tree map?
Basically, map interface is used for key and value pairs. If you want to store some data into key value pairs, map can be used. Also, if you want to have a sorting order based on the keys, so we can use the tree map. Yeah.
And how do we define custom sorting?
Yeah, we can define the custom, like I'm creating an object of tree map. So in the parentheses, we can have the new comparator and provide the implementation.
Okay. Coming on the exception side, what is the parent class or interface for all the exceptions or errors?
Exceptions, okay. Throwable is a class. It is a parent class. Yeah.
Okay. So you have written custom exceptions. Custom exceptions plus how do we handle the exceptions in our Spring Boot projects?
Normally, like what I have done is I have like if some block of code is vulnerable to throw some exception, so for that function, the root part, the in the rest controller part, I have included that in a try catch block, and in later part the service part, and later on the utils part. So I have simply throw using in the method parameter only. I have used the throw new exception, or throw array out of bound, something like that. I have used the throw one. And for the custom exceptions, we have created a new package, custom package, and in that package we have created a new class and extending the exception class. um, yeah, exception class. And simply we are also, again we are redirecting our custom exception to the compiler, like throw new employee not found exception, something like this.
Okay. Okay. Any idea about what is an inner class?
Anonymous inner class, right? Or
Anonymous classes are different, inner classes are somewhat different.
okay, so yeah, and inner class.
Okay, whatever you know between the two, you can explain.
uh, yeah, like inner class is normally like a class within a class, and anonymous inner class basically means a class without name. So we can write like if I'm creating any thread, so that thread can be created using anonymous inner class also, by using normal overriding concept also by using lambda expression. So in that case, anonymous inner class can be replaced using lambda expression in some cases, not all cases. But normal inner class, yeah, suppose I'm creating a linked list, so in that thing we can create a inner class. So node
Okay.
and next pointer can be created.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have worked upon linked list and stuff. I mean, I saw in your CV that you have mentioned that you have been certified or you did some course on data structure.
Yes, on HackerRank I have done, like problem solving part I have done.
Okay, so there is very easy, not exactly easy, but a very general problem related to linked list. Okay,
Okay.
so if I give you a linked list, okay, and you need to tell me what is the center or middle node. Okay.
Okay.
How do you do it? I mean, keeping the complexity as simple as possible.
Okay. Yeah, brute force solution will be like, iterating the whole linked list and getting the size and again iterating, so getting the middle node. This will be the
So
brute
what
force one.
complexity it will have?
It will have big O of n. Yeah, big O of n only.
Can you reduce it? I mean, if you reduce it, what will be the next less complexity?
Yeah, so okay, I have a linked list. Yeah, middle pointer, right? Middle node. Okay, so I can have a two pointers on the first node, and starting from first pointer will have slow and second will be have the fast, and till the fast pointer reaches the end, so second the slow pointer will be in the mid of the node.
Okay.
Right.
So I will tell you an alternate solution. Tell me it is right or wrong.
Okay.
I have 2 pointers, okay?
Okay.
And if I start from the last and first, and they both meet, what I'm saying is that if they both meet at the same node, it is the center. So, I mean, is there any difference between the two, or which one is going to be less complex?
Yeah, actually, if you are having the last node pointer, because linked list we will be providing only head node, not the last one, so we cannot have the last pointer on the last node.
Okay, correct.
It is a singly linked list.
Cool. Okay. So moving on to Hibernate part, Anna. How do you? So you have hands-on Hibernate, right?
Not that much actually. Yeah.
Okay, give it a try then.
Yeah, I'll try. Yeah, sure.
So the question is, let's suppose you define data type in DB, right? Whether it will accept integer, byte, and varchar, correct?
Correct. Okay.
Correct. And what Hibernate does it maps your object to your DB, right?
Right.
Right. So if I create an object, okay, let's suppose I have an employee object which have many details in it. Anna?
Okay.
So it has name, which is going to be string. It has age, which is going to be number or int, whatever. Okay. And suppose if I have an address as an object, okay, how address will be stored? What will be the data type of address in the DB?
Okay.
Because it's an object.
Suppose simply it is an employee object, and inside employee you are writing private long its employee ID, string its name, plus address, and address is a different class. Okay. In that case, the table which we will be having in our database, it will be having the same thing like ID, name, its street, city or pin code. In the same table it will be having. Plus, if you want to have that in a different table, so we have to do the mapping in that case.
No, we won't have different table. Okay, so what we will have an address as a different class. Okay, and I will define an field of address type as a type of address class. Okay. So now I don't have a other table, correct?
Correct. Okay.
Now I have a single table. Okay. Now how this address will be stored?
Simply, it will be like table will be like ID, name, and the address variables are that street name or the city name or the state name. It will store.
So you are saying what will be the column name? Address or street name or whatever fields it has?
Yeah, same column name it will be having.
Which address or the bifurcation of address?
The bifurcation, the address, the variables which was in address class, same will be there in the employee table.
Are you sure? I mean, do you think that this is the right? I mean, if let's suppose this is one type of complexity, okay. Now, if I create a country class also, now address will have the country, okay. So the country, like address will have country class, okay, and employee will have an address class. So you are saying that Hibernate will flatten out everything.
Yeah, actually will do. I have done this exercise because uh, yeah, it will flatten actually. It will flatten. So yeah, best solution for this is you can do the mapping and have the different tables for each entity and have the mapping one to one or one to many or many to many.
Okay. Okay. So if you have said that we can do mapping one to many, many to one. Okay. So I have a question. Okay. We have one to many and many to one. Okay. So if I do A, many to one B. Okay. That means every like elements of A can map multiple to B. Correct.
Correct.
And if I say that we only need one to many and not many to one. Okay, because if I want to implement many to one, I can do it from B to A. Okay. Like I did A, one to many B. Okay. So if I write B, one to many A. So this means I have swapped one to many into a many to one.
Yes.
Okay. So why do you think then Hibernate provided us with two options, one to many and many to one? Or is it not possible to have this swapping A and B with many one to many only?
Okay, got your question. Okay, A to B was many to one, and B to A was one to many, and you are swapping.
No. What I'm saying, A to B is also one to many. Write A, then write one to many and B. Then in the second line you can write B, one to many A. Okay. So now the above one is one to many, and if I want to convert the above one into many to one, I can make it B, one to many A. If we can interchange by only changing the A to B only, then why do you think we have all these four kinds of things? Because one to one and many to many cannot be interchanged, but these two can be interchanged.
But yeah, it's a perspective thing. Like for A, multiple B can exist. So parent class should be one and child should be many. So what I think is like one employee can have multiple addresses.
Right, and multiple addresses can also have as employee.
So many to many, it's kind of. Okay.
Or think of it in a way: A left join B and B right join A is same.
Okay. A left join B. A right join B. Yeah, in joining part, okay. In fetching part, it will create a difference, right?
Only position difference, right? We will get first A column, then B column. That you can obviously control by using a select.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So if I am having one to many A to B, so if I am getting the data, fetching the data of A, like fetch all of A, so all B, all the common part of A and B will be there, not of B. If I'm reversing that, I'll be getting all thing of B and common of A. Yeah, I think in fetching part it will create a difference. Writing the queries, the JPA queries.
Okay, cool. Okay. Moving towards Spring, right? So we have three ways of auto wiring, right? I mean, you are aware of it?
I'm aware of two.
Okay, name them.
First one is normal, like variable auto wiring. With class name and its reference name, we can have that auto wiring annotation.
That is called field. Yeah, that is called field auto wiring.
Another one is constructor one. We can
Okay.
have constructor auto wiring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Third, I will tell you it is setter. Okay. So
Setter.
my main question is, why do we have not exactly why do we have three? We have three ways. Which is best out of these three?
Okay. Which is best? Like what I have read is constructor one is the best one, because the reason was like if I am creating an instance of that class, then only it will, uh, if I am invoking that instance, so at that time only it will create an object. Otherwise, it will not. So constructor one is like a preferred one.
Your answer is right, constructor, but your explanation of why is somewhat not 100% correct.
Uh, yeah, like while I'm invoking the, for example, if I'm creating the auto wired in a controller class, REST controller class, so I'm writing like service dot get employee name. At that time, get employee name, it will constructor will be invoked. So at that time only
Are you
object will
sure?
be created.
Are you sure?
Uh,
Put a debugger on every constructor that you have, and whenever you run the project, every constructor will be called. I mean, that is the reason why constructor is best.
okay.
Because you won't, whenever you are starting the project, then only it will give you null values for your beans. Not instead when you invoke that functionality. So in case you are in production and you have a null bean, okay, then you will start getting null pointer exception only when that functionality is invoked. Right?
Right. Huh. Okay. If it is null, huh. Yeah, might.
Uh, just give me a second. Okay, yeah. Ever heard of add component annotation in Spring?
Add component,
Right.
at the rate component, right?
Not create at the rate component, at the rate controller, at the rate repository, at service.
Yeah, means at the rate component is internal part of this service repo and repository and this controller annotation.
What do you mean by internal part?
Internal means like the annotation where it is declared, so it consists of at the rate component annotation.
Right, but okay, I will give you a background. Add component is an older annotation, and it was later split into add service controller and repository. I mean, you know this?
Yeah, in service, sorry, in Spring MVC we were writing at the rate component.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have worked on Spring MVC?
No, that not that much, but some idea I have. Like.
Okay, Spring MVC was real tough. When I started my career, I started with Spring MVC and all the configuration part.
Yes.
I struggled a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's why I stopped learning, because Spring Boot is more easy and production ready, so less configuration and I can create the project.
Yeah, but if you want to learn Spring, then Spring MVC is the best one. You will encounter errors and you will be quickly able to fix it. Okay, no issues, other talks. Okay. So any idea why add component was transformed into these three? Or any wild guess?
Component was for narrowing down the approach, like at the rate, if I'm writing at the rate component on each classes, whether it be a service or a repository, Spring will consider each of them as same. But if I am writing the at the rate service, Spring knows like this service class will be handling, for example, the transaction part, the business logic part. So narrowing down the approach, we can say.
Okay, I mean it does not serve other purpose than as a non-functional thing.
Yes, yeah, we can say.
Okay. Yeah. And I mean, do you guys have coding reviews and do you guys follow agile methodology?
Yeah, we are moving to agile, and coding methodology is like we do sonar reports generation. So we have included sonar lint, and we scan projects through SonarQube.
Okay. Okay, so I am pretty much done from my side. Can I help you with any questions?